Alright, I'm back. Still lost in the woods, but at least I don't have my jacket on anymore. I'm not hot as a motherfucker. So, I'm just gonna fucking walk around out here until I find my trail again and go from there. Ooh, I found something, it looks like. Yeah, that almost looks like a road up there. Oh. Oh no, that's the rock. Okay. And there's a bench down there, so at least I know pretty much back on the trail. And up here, somebody made him a little firewood setup. God, I really enjoy being out here. Even if it's rainy and nasty and cloudy and not ideal temperatures, I love it more because this time of the year, whenever it's orange and yellow leaves and everything is just, it's about a week or two past that. I had to go and spend some time out there without videoing, man. Being able to just enjoy my time without walking with the camera, without trying to come up with stuff to talk about. One thing I wanted to give you guys some stuff on. It's been a little while since I've even really talked about my twin, brought her up. And the couple weeks ago, I had this dream. It was more of a lucid dream than just felt one of those real, like I'm seeing into the future type things. It's honestly very strange how these things come to me. Sometimes they're in daydreams, sometimes they're in, dreams where I'm sleeping. Sometimes I just, I don't know, have the idea or have the thought of something, and it's so real, and it's like I've got this visualization of it. It just happens. But either way, in this dream, my twin's higher self came and told me that if I really meant what I said about always being in her corner and encouraging her and all the above, that she needed me to encourage her more so than any other time today. As soon as you wake up, send her an encouraging message. And I woke up and I was kind of still like, that was a weird dream, I'm wondering if I should do it or not. It still wasn't like, okay, I'm going to go and do it still, you know what I mean? I was still questioning myself. And as like that little voice in the back of my head said, if you've really meant what you've said about being there for her all of this time, today is not the day to ignore it, Today is not the day to ignore that there's days that I've felt like, man, I should do this, or I should say this to her, and I don't. And I believe I've missed out. I've set things back in place. We should be further along, and because of the actions and choices that I've made, we're set back further. So it was definitely one of those things where I sent her a message and got the thing that, like, she was doing something in front of a crowd of people, and that freaks her out and what have you, and she needed the strength to overcome that. So I prayed and sent her as much love and strength and encouragement as I could, and sent her that message and what have you. And it's funny, the next dream, there's times where I've felt that feeling and I've showed up and I just bring her some coffee at work or something like that, and it always like makes her have this big cheesy smile. And she asked me like, how do you always know? And it's not the fact that I always know, but I do get those premonitions, those I guess someone throws me a bone on the cosmic scheme of things, the grand cosmic scheme of things. Now, I don't know in this particular case if I'm just crazy, if, I really am feeling her, if she is, I know that her higher self comes to me and tells me things and what have you, because it's really the only way that I would have otherwise known these things that I'm not supposed to know. Come! The interesting thing is, that's how I get a lot of my information. It's like people's higher selves tell on them. It's the only way that I can, in a sense, explain it, but it's like we have this defense, right? This ego, if you will, wants to give everyone around us the visualization of who we want them to see. Now, we're not always good about acting, that part. There's times where people can see through our bullshit. They can see through our fiascos, our escapades, and our defense mechanisms. One of the things is I believe I've even talked about this, being a bit of a prick, more so out in public around people, because it kind of is a defense mechanism. It keeps people away from me. The only folks that will really really have long conversations or really try to, I guess, debate me, if you will, because I am a Mr. Know-It-All. I am hard to have a conversation with if I'm knowledgeable on the subject. I do listen to people's thoughts and ideas and what have you, but if I feel strongly about something, I give that opinion regardless if somebody likes it or not. And that's not always the best thing when you're trying to deliver a message or win somebody over or what have you. And it wasn't really until my twin came along that I started giving a shit about that. I always wanted to win the argument. I always wanted to be the best. And with her, there was one time we were debating abortions, right? And she was just so passionate about it. She got so upset, and I realized that at this stage, it doesn't matter if I'm gonna win the debate or not. I'm gonna lose her. She's gonna be pissed off at me for this. So it took her to come along for me to realize that, man, I care enough to stop pushing and not win the conversation, not win the debate, not win the battle, if you will. That way I don't lose the war. And I think that's a long learned life lesson that I should have had a long time before her. But there are people that come into your life that open those doors. There's times where you question, how do you know if this person is the real deal? She may not even be, I may not get to ever see her again in this life. I may have to just accept the fact that, I got to have years with her in my life, and there are plenty of folks out there, plenty of twins that won't ever get to have that experience in this life. So I am very grateful for having her come along and give me all of the awakening and all of the things that I otherwise need in order to grow and develop as a person and live in this day and time and be a functioning member of the cosmos and do my task, be a resonating conduit in this time and help push us through that next stage. But hell, I miss that chick. One story I got, I don't think I ever told you guys. How, this is more so for the guys, I guess the women will get a kick out of this too. You guys, you ladies drag us off to, the clothes place and try on clothes, and it takes forever for you to decide, what you want and what have you. The first time that I went shopping with her, she needed some black pants for work, and we just went up to Target, and fucking something amazing happened. She went oh, this is black pants in my size. Went to over here on this rack. Those are black pants in my size. These are black pants in my size. Got like 3 or 4 black pants in her size, less than 2 minutes. Like, boom. You know, like, I'm fucking blown away. Goes to the changing room, tries them all on, decides this pair out of the 3 or 4, is the one that I like. We go and fucking purchase it. In and out of Target, bought black pants for her fucking work in like fucking less than 10 minutes. Had to be less than 10 minutes. I never experienced such a thing shopping with a chick before. Never in and out of anywhere before. That day was one of those days I was like, man, I love this chick. You know, that kind of thing. There are these little things. Like, I know I've told you the stupid shit about, like, you know, her biting her fingernails. I mean, I bite my fingernails and spit them over wherever I'm at. I don't even think about it. And I don't think she did either until I pointed it out. And there are just these little things that these people do and you fall in love with. The fact that her imagination is just so much more vibrant than anyone else I've ever met. And she's so animated. Like, her facial features, whenever, like, she's feeling something, when she has emotion, when she's passionate about something, you can see it. Like, you can see her fucking passion. When she's upset, you can see it. I liken it. I almost don't want to say this, but you know, when you're around your pet for so many years, you can see like their facial expressions, and no one else understands what those facial expressions that your dog or cat or whatever is giving you, but you understand them, right? Well, it was like that from day one. Like, as soon as I'm around this person, like, I have that ability to read her expressions like that, and I have that with other people, but never just as in your face, if you will, never as blatantly obvious, never like the gut check kind of way. And all of these things are what brought me to believe, okay, this chick is it. She's my twin. I didn't know anything obviously about twin flames until after went through all of those experiences, and I was in a bad state. Like, man, I just knew this person was the one. I just knew she was going to be the one that's going to be there in my corner for the rest of my days. And now she's not. What the fuck? Then I run across this twin flame thing, and it's like, man, now everything makes sense. It's like, here's exactly what's happening. This is exactly what took place. This is why I felt the way that I did then, and this is why she did the things that she did then. Waffles, get back over here, homie. Being able to find that and have that bit of comfort, if you will, has been very helpful in this process. And I think that that's what this whole YouTube twin flame, you know, when we reach out and watch other people's videos, and we get into you know, doing these sessions with people and what have you. I never had any sessions with folks. I never went to psychics or any of that stuff. And I kind of asked around to some of the folks in the community that seem to be, you know, doing that kind of thing. It's like, did you guys go to psychics and you know, like, get some kind of credible information from them or what have you? Because for me, it's all been about self-discovery. It's been like, when I come out here, this is like my psychic median, if you will. When I come to the outdoors, that's my psychic. So I never grasped the idea that going and paying somebody for an hour to listen to my stories or me talk and then give me feedback. I never got into that. So I'm still questioning if that's something that I can encourage you guys to go and do or not, because I think that even those people that are out there taking your money and you're spending hours talking with them, those people are still just they're going to be able to give you their opinion, and they may be able to give you some good, credible encouragement and knowledge about certain things and what have you, and that may very well be like what's worth you paying them or opening up and give them that stuff. But in my personal experience, it's like, man, those people don't fucking know you good enough to understand what you should do. Your friends and family generally aren't even fucking good enough to know you like that. So when it comes down to it, somebody can give you some advice, give you some idea of what you should or shouldn't do, but it's all going to come down to your decision making. I give my friends and family all kinds of advice when they ask for it. The thing is, back in the day, I used to get pissed off when I spent all this time trying to like get somebody to do something, get somebody to do something, and then they don't do it, and they go and fuck up, and they're like, oh, Brian, remember when I was talking to you about such, well, this happened. I said, well, didn't you do like that? No, I didn't do it like that. Well, why the fuck did you come to me and ask me for advice then? And I used to get upset about that. And that's the thing that we gotta stop. We got to give advice freely. We need to give it and not expect somebody to, in a sense, it's like we want that power, we want that acknowledgement, like, oh, we're smart and we're special and we're better because we knew that, and somebody gave it's like, we gave them that answer, so we feel superior in some kind of way. And when somebody says, I want to do it on my own, regardless of what you think, we that whole superiority thing gets taken away from us, and it's almost like taking a toy away, for instance. So our human idea, our human experiences on this, sometimes we don't even necessarily understand what's going on because we don't think about it. There's so many things that I find myself involved in, and it's like I never even thought about that perspective. I hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm thinking about my perspective, right? And then someone else tells me what their perspective is, and I'm like, well, fuck, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't even think that way. You know what I mean? Most people aren't going to know everyone's perspectives. They're not going to understand how somebody came to these conclusions, some of these judgments that they have. Don't take things so heavy. Don't take them to heart when you give people information or advice. Just let it go with that. Give them a gift, and if they give it to somebody else, then so be it. If they leave it there to rot, then so be it. Once you give out that energy, you need to understand that that's not yours anymore. You gave it away. So when you put forth that time and energy into somebody, be happy that you did something good. And if they don't, they don't understand that, let's see, how am I going to say this? If they don't take your time and energy and use it to the way that you're comfortable with, then you can decide you're not going to give them that time and energy next time. That's your decision. You have limits of what you can do for people, and it's your decision. So you may very well decide to not help somebody one day when they ask you for it, and say, hey, sorry, you kind of burned me the last time and it hurt my feelings, whatever the fact is. Or you may just be the bigger person and help them anyways, even though they may end up doing the same thing again. But understand that that's something that may happen. Be prepared for it. It's going to be so much easier to deal with. And you'll know that, man, you did what you needed to do to feel good about the situation. Always make sure that you have yourself impressed. You want to impress yourself before you can impress anyone else. So if you're not happy with who you are, if you're not impressed with who you are, if you're not finding yourself in a situation that you honestly could give a shit less what other people think, because you know you do the right thing, you stand on your own 2 feet, and you do things that you need to do in order to make things happen in this world the way that you see fit, the way that you project the cosmos to be. You don't second guess yourself, you don't question yourself. You know that, man, this is my power, this is where I stand. If anybody else has a problem with that, I'll hear what they have to say, but this is where I'm at. Boom, you're not going to be able to move me from my platform, type of thing. Once you get to that stage, it's really hard to not be at least content. I mean, you may not always be happy, because you know, it is kind of lonely in that world sometimes. When you find yourself in a situation that you're content, you're happy with how things are, at least for you personally, not like outside. I'm never happy with how things are outside of me. There are days that I'm happy with how things are when it comes to me. So that's the truth of it. But yeah, the dimensions are starting to break apart. Our twins are starting to become closer together with us merging, what have yous. The energies are changing in the cosmos. We're reacclimating to it all. All kinds of stuff is happening right now. At this point, I know that we have found ourselves in a better situation. We're not having to worry about the Civil War II, or World War III, or, you know, all these major conflicts that were starting to build up. We're not having to really be in fear of that anymore. I know that we're on the other side to where we're going to have some peace. We're going to have some golden age time, you know? The opposition was not able to hold us back, keep the transition from happening. It's obviously not over yet. We still have a year to go. I can't foresee how they could possibly stop this moving train. I mean, we're already fucking heading to the station. There's plenty of steam, you know. Fuck. I mean, maybe blow out a bridge before we get there. Who knows? I can't foresee there being anything that they have left, and I've got a pretty fucking wild imagination. You know, I don't think that they have anything else up their sleeve. I can't foresee how, you know, they can possibly come up with something. I mean, this is a free will zone. The only way that they could possibly win is if this wasn't a free will zone. And I can't foresee that changing anytime soon. But hang in there, you guys. Stay strong. Everything's happening exactly the way it needs to. You know, you miss your twin. I'm sorry. I miss mine. I wish that I could give her a big hug and tell her how much I love her and how much I miss her. I mean, I really fucking wish that for just right now, for 5 minutes, I could just hold her in my arms and tell her. You know? One day I hope she stumbles upon these and she gets to hear me at least say it. Say, you know what? On 11/11, Brian was thinking about me. I was. I am. I miss you, girl. So, hang in there. Keep kicking ass. This is rough times. I mean, I'm affected by it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling how fucking intense this energy is, man. It's almost like the weight of the cosmos is similar to... So, I had this vision, this idea, if you will, the other day, that gravity isn't necessarily pulling us down. The earth isn't pulling us down, but dark matter, antimatter, consciousness is pushing us down. It's much like when you're in the ocean. The deeper you go in the ocean, the more pressure builds because of how much ocean is on top of you. So the same thing is in play when it comes to gravity. You've got so much of the cosmos on top of you, that's what pushes you down. Now when you have only so much mass, if you will, so much cosmos, say like the moon for instance, or Mars, when you have a smaller body, you have less mass, less force pushing down upon you. So whenever you have matter, like the earth for instance, you have antimatter to push down on. So that's essentially what gravity is. It isn't something pulling you down, but it's the force pushing you down. And who knows, maybe a scientist will come out and say that, man, Brian was right. That motherfucker was onto something. But that's just something that I pulled out of the Akash. I had a vision about. I had a dream about. I have all these fucking things that I can't always confirm. And sometimes I think, man, that's some crazy ass fucking shit. What did you come up with today, Brian? You know, all the time I'm coming up with these things when I'm in these states of sleep or meditation or what have you. It's like right there in between that point where I'm off in meditation or I'm off in sleep, and then looks like Waffles got stuck. What you got on you, homie? Yep, what you get? Did something bite you? Oh, he got a cactus on him. Look, he's got a cactus. That's not fun. Ooh, that's an ouch. That's an ouch for the Waffles. Ooh. Yeah, that's an owies. That's an owies for my Waffles. You're not supposed to get in the cactus, dummy. Alright, come on. Oh, I saw him gimping. I didn't know what the hell was up. I didn't realize he had a big old cactus stuck to him. Boop. That's one of the things about it. You come out into wilderness, you're gonna have some prickly things find you. Prickly things. Damn, I lost my train of thought and I was on a good one. Oh, it was the so whenever I have these visions or what have you, it's almost always at that point where you're just waking up for that 5 or 10 minutes. One, you're stuck still in that realm. Okay, you're on the other side of the veil, if you will, but you're back enough to where your mind can register everything, because that's the thing, you're not conscious of what's going on in a lot of these dream states. Okay, so you're not able to remember, to write it down, to put it in your memory banks, because that part of your brain isn't on. That's off, and that's how you, in a sense, need to reside in that comfortable medium. It's really hard for us to find that comfortable medium, to be able to have, you know, many of these visions. It's something that we find ourselves in, you know, by accident. But whenever you do have, say, a psychic ability and you do start trying to figure out how to use it more, and it's always going to be different than other people's too. You're not going to just go and say, hey, psychic, how do you become a psychic? What can I do to better my skills? Whoa, better my skills, if you will. It doesn't work like that. You kind of have to figure out how your magic works, how your style works, if you will. Damn. Waffles, come. Come here. You're getting fucked up by them thorns. Go that way. Good boy. Oh, fuck. Oh. All right. So I'm getting back on this trail. I'm over this fucking climbing shit. Think I'm gonna go back home and relax, have a nice hot shower, eat some fucking Mexican food, bam, watch some movies or something. I don't know. Do some laziness. I definitely enjoyed my little walk out here. Oh man, I got some sand all in my sandal. Oh well. Definitely enjoyed my walk. Definitely enjoyed it being a little rainy too. Waffles, I'm sure, enjoyed it. He's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go home and take a nap and be all about it now. Now, hopefully I gave you guys a little something. I haven't had that glow, and I'm sorry that I'm not able to get that out there. I've been trying to search for it again, but it's just like it's not there right now. God, I wish I could just get a big old hug from my twin. You know, she would give me that little something that I need, that energy, that glow. God, that would last for months, just to get to see her smile one time. But then again, you know, on the flip side, you're thinking like, man, now I'm gonna be all hurt and what have you because I'm not gonna get to see her again. Oh, it's funny how human emotions work. Just when you think that you have the best of the both worlds, some crazy shit happens and makes you think about life in a whole nother perspective. Interesting. Looks like that's sawdust, but I can't tell you exactly where it came from. I can't imagine carpenter bees are in here fucking it up. Oh, it's probably because it's dead. One would imagine something is up there tearing it up. Oh well. Well, take care, you guys. I've been trying to end this video for a minute now. I better go ahead and do it. Love you. Take care. See ya.